Welcome back to Hollywood Exposed, where we dive deep into the lives behind the headlines, and today's story might just take you by surprise. We're pulling back the curtain on a man who stayed largely out of the limelight despite marrying into one of the most iconic families in American political history. That's right, we're talking about Mark Mezvinsky, the mysterious, handsome, and quietly powerful husband of Chelsea Clinton. And trust us when we say you won't believe your eyes. When you learn more about him, you might expect the daughter of Bill and Hillary Clinton to marry a fellow politician, a media magnate, or maybe even a Hollywood A-lister, but Mark Mezvinsky defied every assumption. Despite being born into political and financial influence himself, both of his parents were members of Congress. Mark has taken a starkly different approach to fame. He's quiet, reserved, deeply intelligent, and the kind of man who doesn't crave attention, which, of course, only makes the public more obsessed. From the moment Chelsea and Mark were spotted together, people couldn't stop asking, who is this guy? The two tied the knot in 2010 in a lavish, star-studded yet tasteful ceremony that cost a reported $3 million. But while the media fixated on the guest list and the price tag, most viewers were stunned by the groom himself. Mark Mezvinsky, with his soft features, gentle smile, and towering figure, didn't exactly match the stereotypical image of a Wall Street financier. In fact, he looked more like he'd walked off a film set. Over the years, that image has only grown stronger. Photos from public appearances, red carpet galas, and private family outings show a man who's aged like fine wine. Today, at 47, fans are still doing double takes. Wait, that's Chelsea Clinton's husband, is the typical reaction. He's not only handsome, he radiates a kind of quiet charisma that's hard to ignore. But it's not just about looks. Mark is also incredibly smart. He's a Stanford and Oxford graduate, and though he faced a major setback when his hedge fund collapsed, he bounced back without scandal, quietly returning to finance and avoiding the media circus altogether. In a world where high-profile spouses are often caught in the web of controversy, Mark stands out as an anchor of stability. He's the kind of man who supports his powerful wife from the sidelines, content to remain out of the headlines while raising their 3 children and living a relatively normal life by Clinton's standards, at least. Chelsea, meanwhile, continues to expand her role in the humanitarian world, co-authoring books, leading health initiatives, and advocating for global change. And through it all, Mark is right there beside her, not in front of the camera, but right behind it, offering support, strength, and the kind of loyalty that rarely makes headlines but defines a lasting partnership. In many ways, he's the ultimate anti-celebrity, and that's what makes this story so fascinating. It's not often that the spouse of someone so publicly connected remains such a mystery and such a visual surprise. With his youthful looks, reserved charm, and deep-rooted intelligence, Mark Mezvinsky is living proof that sometimes the most captivating people are the ones who don't try to steal the spotlight. You may have just met Chelsea Clinton's husband, but chances are you won't be forgetting him anytime soon.